was my favorite team. Before, like, oh my goodness, that's my home team. But they're low key like one of the worst franchises right now. But we don't talk about that. When I think about the Bulls, I think about the 2023 prime when Lonzo Ball wasn't injured. But Coby has always been my favorite on the Bulls, and it's because I watched him in person, and it was the play-in game against the Hawks like 2 or 3 years ago, I remember. And it was winner go home for the Bulls, and Coby White had 40 points, bro. The most of his career, I'm pretty sure. And it was in a winner go home game against the Hawks, and he was playing out of his mind. And I saw it live in person. I'm so lucky to be able to see that. And ever since then, he's been solidified my favorite player. And these are the shoes he used to wear on the Bulls. I didn't buy it just because he wore it. It's a coincidence, but still. Actually, I probably saw him using these and I thought they looked really good. So, I wish I got his jersey. I wish I had Coby White's jersey, but I might have to get one now, man. Because, as you guys know, yesterday, Coby White, man, alright, so he got traded to the Hornets this offseason, and I rambled about it in one of my videos. I was, like, actually devastated, and I thought it was, like, horrible. I didn't want him to be on the Hornets. I want him to be on the Bulls, even though the Bulls are pretty bad, but he hasn't really been playing that well, to be honest, on the Hornets, because, you know, it's a new role for him. He's used to being, like, the best, but he's on the bench for the Hornets. He was trying to get used to playing with LaMelo and Brandon Miller and Con and all of them. So, I was kind of sad, but yesterday, it was the plan, when I'm filming this, wow, I can't talk, was the plan game. Let me switch the turn. This is signed by Benny the Bull. But this is a really nice hat I got from the plan game. This is proof I went. It's actually crazy they gave me a free hat, but yesterday, the Hornets were playing against the Heat in the play-in game, and I'm not gonna lie, I had practice last night, and I drove home with my parents, obviously, and then took a shower, and I was about to go to sleep, and then my boy texted me from my school. He's like, yo, this Hornets versus Heat game is really good, and he knows, Coby White's my favorite player, because I'm always glazing Coby White. Like, I had a sports media class in my school, and every chance we had to do, like, something about you can choose any player, of any sport, you can do, like, assignments. I would always pick Coby White. I even did, for my drawing and painting class, I did a portrait of Coby White. I know, it sounds like I'm actually, like, a D1 glazer, but I don't know why. It was kind of a meme, but he's my favorite player, but sounds aren't that good. I'm like really just focusing on rambling as always. But it was a crazy game. It was kept going back and forth. You never knew who was gonna win because the other team just kept fighting back. It was crazy. And there were so many different points where I thought the Heat are gonna win this or the Hornets got this. But then something would always happen. And at the end of the game of regulation, the Hornets were down 3 points. Because the Heat were hitting a bunch of their threes and the Hornets could not shoot for their lives. Sorry about that. Yeah, LaMelo went like 2 for 16 from 3, bro. That is so bad. And he injured Bam. But anyways, yeah, LaMelo was playing pretty bad. Con Knipple, oh my goodness. He wasn't even playable at the end of the game, even though he's the best shooter in the league, supposedly. He has the most made 3. But they were down by 3, and then he had 3, and he wasn't even in the game, bro. But my boy Coby White was in the game, and I literally, right before the play happened, during the timeout, I was like texting my friend, Coby White for 3, please, I need a Coby White 3. Because Coby White had 3 threes in a row in the third quarter, which I wasn't able to see. But in the fourth, he was low-key on the bench most of the time, and then he got subbed in. I was like, please tie the game up, Coby. And I said, if he made a 3, I would literally buy his jersey. And you already know, my boy, 10 seconds left in the game, the Hornets inbound the ball, Coby catches in the corner, 100% contested, turnaround 3-pointer, splash, to tie the game and force the game into overtime. One of the best shots I've ever seen in my entire life. It would look like Kawhi's shot, bro. It was quite literally the most hype I've been for a basketball game, probably since the Celtics won the championship. Because that's my other team is the Celtics. So I was like screaming in the middle of the night. Oh, it wasn't really in the middle of the night. It was like 10:30 here, but I was so hype. And then in overtime, I thought the Heat. So the Hornets were like up, and then Tyler Hero made probably even almost as hard of a shot as Coby White did it in the corner, and then he got a steal, and then Tyler Hero shot another 3, and he got fouled, and he made all three free throws because LaMelo Ball fouled him at the 3-point line for no reason. So yeah, LaMelo Ball was playing like terrible until Brandon Miller hit a crazy 3, and then I'm pretty sure Brandon Miller hit a crazy 3, and then the Hornets were down 1, and LaMelo was like had the ball, and there was a very few seconds left, and then he got a quick first step over I forget who it was, but he ran past his defender and got an easy lay, like a game winner. It was crazy, but still, I guess that shot made up for all the other bad stuff. LaMelo was, I mean, he had a decent game, but if Coby White shot that many hard to show him some love after he like tore his Achilles. It's crazy how fast he like came back from the injury. Less than a year, actually. And he's already doing really well. So I have high hopes for the Celtics to at least make it to the conference finals. Hopefully the finals. Wow, look at this list of players. Jason Tatum, Jimmy Butler, not on the Heat anymore. Anthony Davis, not on the Lakers anymore. Or the Mavericks. And Jamal Murray still on the Nuggets. John Wall is like out of the league. And Gordon Hayward is also almost out of the league. So that just shows you how this was only 5 years ago. Poor Jimmy. Everyone thought the Warriors were gonna at least like make it to the playoffs. But Jimmy got injured pretty bad. So. I forgot about Jimmy. He's been like no one's like I don't know. I remember I'll always remember the Heat versus Lakers finals in the bubble and Jimmy Butler. It's like game 6 or something, game 5. And Jimmy was just playing the entire game and then he gets fouled. It's like the end of the game. And he just like is like holds to onto the I don't know, and he's just like breathing so hard and so tired. If you know, you know. But the NBA playoffs are some of the best times. That makes me remember why I love sports. I don't have ABC, so I hope I can watch the finals. Gonna have to figure out somehow. At least I have April vacation, so I'll be able to watch the first round at least. Another important news, I guess, is Adam Silver is trying to prevent tanking, which just means losing on purpose for a better pick in the draft. So, I heard that they're even gonna start it this season where they're gonna even out the chances for the first round pick between every non-playoff team. Which would be, I don't know, interesting, but I don't think I keep seeing edits of Hawks versus Knicks, but someone is missing. Trae Young. That was one of my favorite playoff series. Is when Trae Young shushed the Knicks crowd. That was iconic. I don't know, I just giggled out loud at that. But yeah, pretty sad, but also really happy for Nikhil Alexander-Walker. You can't hate on Nikhil Alexander-Walker, he's the GOAT. Joking, but it's pretty crazy how the Hawks are doing really well. They had a crazy second half of the season. Let's see. I'm gonna try and make some more good sounds with this shoe. I'm interested to see how the Pistons do without Cade Cunningham. And they're very young. The East is kind of pretty bad, honestly. The Cavs, this is another interesting game. We'll see if James Harden chokes in the playoffs again. And the Lakers versus Rockets. It's cool. If the Rockets lose, that's actually embarrassing. Unless LeBron really goes back to his prime. Or Bronny becomes a legend. I really do want to see Bronny do good though. Even though ESPN really hypes him up like he's actually gonna be the GOAT or something. Like they post every single time he makes a shot. But he has no chance of scoring on Ahmed Thompson. So yeah, the Lakers are kind of cooked without Austin Reeves and Luka. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the NBA. I'll continue to update you guys on if any other exciting games happen. What I think, what happens and stuff. So, yep. I'll talk about this for a little while. I don't know if I tapped on this in my last video, but I started God of War since I Platinum Trophy Expedition 33. And I low-key don't want to play Spider-Man right now. It's a pretty decent game, but I don't know. Spider-Man's literally my favorite superhero. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just the DLC is bad, pretty mid. But I haven't had the urge to play it. so far for this game. I love the exploration also. The puzzles aren't too bad. Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order had like the worst puzzles, so I'm used to it, I guess. But yeah, before, like a few years ago, I probably wouldn't think I would really like God of War or these types of games, but I really am starting to like them. But I'm not gonna lie, the Arkham games and the Spider-Man games, I feel like that's not my type of game. I love superheroes, but I don't know. I don't like the combat as much in those games, and I don't really like I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the dark atmosphere of Gotham that much. I mean, it's really beautiful and all. I mean, beautiful is not the right word, but it's a great It's very immersive. But in New York City for Spider-Man, it's also immersive, and it's New York City. I love the city, but like, I don't know. There's certain games are really good at certain points of your life, and right now I kind of enjoy like going to different worlds and stuff. So that's why I like especially 33 and God of War a lot. Yeah, I'll continue to tell you guys about my God of War journey. I might try to even get the platinum, but we'll see. But last thing I want to talk about is Red Rising, which is a book, and I showed you guys in my last video. Even though it was a hands-on video, I tapped on the book a little bit, and I don't know if I started it at that point. I think I read a few pages at that point, but right now I'm about 2/3 the way done, and it's been really good so far. Definitely not like a masterpiece or anything, but it's the first book, so I know it gets better. And I really like the setting of the book. Also very immersive. And I like the themes and stuff. The characters, there's a bunch of characters, but it's not too confusing. At some points it's a little confusing, but I actually don't have too much to say about it, but it's a really good book, and I'm excited to read more, see how it ends. I really like the character arcs, especially the main character, Daryl. Some really good plot twists, and yeah, I actually don't have. I'm surprised. I thought I was gonna talk about it more, but it's just a really decent sci-fi book so far, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I know Golden Sun, which is the second book, is gonna be really good. I bet none of you have read that book, because this is a book video for like sports, basketball, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. Books, but if you're still watching, that's crazy. I appreciate you, man. Yeah. Sorry if this video isn't the most relaxing or it has the most tingles, because I've just been yapping. All my videos, I'm just yapping. I literally put rambles in like the title of all my videos now. Yeah, I think that's everything I have to say. I have basketball games for myself this week.